Hey guys, just because I had a really good conversation with Evan the other day in our coaching call, I wanted to bring a couple of those points to your attention just so you can use this as a resource later on. I will apologize in advance for any wind noise. I'm sitting here out the back of my place and there's a bit of rustling in the trees behind me, a bit of wind coming past. I'm hoping it's not interfering with the mic too much. So anyway, the point that I'm getting to is that Evan was offered a very large project. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good fit for what was being offered. And so Evan was trying to figure out how to do that, but it just didn't seem right. And so we were talking about what possible ways forward he could take. Now, you could do a couple of things. In this particular case, they weren't offering enough money for what they wanted to achieve. So, for a start, he could have negotiated up the funds. But they also don't have a very clear idea of their technical needs at this point. And they also have no idea of how much human resources they're going to need, how many developers they're going to need. And so, the project really is not clear enough at this point for them to move forward. Or at least that's what Evan can see, but not what they can see. And so I recommended, rather than look at actually making this a project, because Evan could see that where this is going, it's not something that he wants to do. So I said, rather than looking at it as, well, yes, I can do what you want, or no, I can't do what you want, redefine the project. Think, what is the highest value thing that you could do for them based on their current needs? And in Evan's mind, that would be to teach them who they would need or what sort of developers and database architects they're going to need to create the team to build the project that they want. And so I encouraged him, rather than going back to them and saying, no, I can't, go back to them and say, look, I don't have the time and the resources to do what you want to achieve, but what I can do is develop a plan or construct the necessary items for a team for you guys to then go and employ to do this for you. You could then look at add-ons to that, so as they add people to the team, you could be a part of the interview process to vet people. Or you could, have weekly check-ins as they go through the early stages of the project. So you could be a consultant, but you're not actually the one doing it, as an example. So I think that's a really good way for him to move ahead, but I also wanted to share that with you, because when you're presented with a project that's not a good fit for you, oftentimes there is something you can do, but it's just that isn't necessarily at the forefront of the client's mind. It's not necessarily what they're asking for. So you need to be on the lookout for things that you can do for them that they haven't quite realized as yet, because ultimately you're the expert. You're the one that knows the industry better than they do. Even if you're only new to it, you're still going to know more than the clients are. The next thing that I wanted to mention regarding that is just another example. I had an old client come to me and say, oh, we've got this guy doing a Shopify site for us, but we're just not quite sure because we don't know if he's going to be able to build a website or design a site that's going to be converting well and going to do well from a marketing perspective. And so rather than saying, oh no, you've got someone else, or no, you should get us to do it, because that's going to create friction. That's not serving the client well. They're already confident in the other provider's capacity to deliver the website, but just not the strategy portion of it. So instead, I suggested, hey, how about instead of us getting involved in a nitty-gritty level like you're suggesting, let them continue to do it. They can build the whole project, but we will provide a report, a strategy report that you can then go and implement on the project and go get them to implement for you. This was the perfect solution. They were very happy about it, and it ultimately led to a project that overperformed what they were expecting. And that is just one example. Is the same principle in place for what I was talking to Evan about. Always look for ways that you can serve, even if it's not necessarily what they're asking for. They may need it and just not know. So always try to think outside the box to see what you can do to serve the clients when they come to you. I hope that helps. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.